Hello everybody and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the EV-Dave mobile portable studio. A lot of people ask, how in the heck are you able to drive all day, produce a video at night, and have it ready for the morning? Well, let me show you. It's not that difficult once you get all this stuff, and here essentially you're looking at the entire studio. Most of my videos are done on my phone. I collect all that video using my standard iPhone. So let's have a look and see what my iPhone looks like. This is my primary iPhone. This is one I use for making calls, texts, those kinds of things. I also use it as my primary camera in the EV-Dave studios. Why do you use your cell phone and not some fancy-dancy camera? Well, I'll tell you. Let's look on the back. You see there's three lenses. There's a wide angle, a standard view, and a telephoto. The software in the camera, or in this case my cell phone, will switch views almost instantly, so I don't run through periods of out of focus. It is excellent in low light. It is easy to see, obviously. You select camera, and you've got this big mega viewfinder. And let me see if I can support that here. You guys have all seen cell phones. This shouldn't be anything fancy. You can go to wide angle by simply zooming in this way. And you can all do that by holding it with your hand. So what I do is normally I'm driving in the car and the phone is turned off, just like that, right? So I'm driving along, and I hold it just like this, right? And so here we do. You just touch the front and bam, you get the little camera icon. You push it and instantly you're in the camera. You hold it up. Of course, you don't want to take your videos this way, but some people do. I never could understand that. Anyway, so I'm holding it with one hand. I hit the record and now I'm recording. Bang, bang, bang. Take all these recordings. I stop it, right? Bam, it's done. I'm one-handed, I'm driving with my left hand, and that's as hard as it is to take videos. So let's look at the focus here once, okay? Bam, switch cameras, see that? Now watch. Bam, focused. That's just as difficult as it is, right? So we focus close, or we focus wide away, and that is the benefit here of my iPhone 13 Pro Max. Really great camera. All right, so now you know how I capture my video. Let's have a look at the editing studio. This is the editing studio. I have a lightning connector that plugs into the phone. I have an SSD here. This is a Samsung SSD, but I also have a couple Lacy SSDs, which are very cool. But this is my latest one. It's 2 terabytes, and it is an external drive plugged into the side here. Of course, this is the power to power the laptop. The laptop is a MacBook Pro. It's nothing special. It does have a 2 terabyte SSD internal. However, I don't use that for storage of my videos. When I download video by hooking the camera here, I download it into the SSD. All my editing, all the outputs, everything is done on the external SSD. That keeps the internal SSD from being clobbered with all that extra stuff. And as you probably imagine, the SSD really gets filled up with a lot of video. I run video here HD, I don't run 4K, and I run it in 30 frames per second. That is fine for YouTube, and that is my primary focus. Okay, so this is just happens to be a browser. Let's look at the studio now. This is the editor. This is called Final Cut Pro. It works with the Macintosh. The Mac here allows you to run video, audio, all these kinds of things right here on the laptop. So these are the previous videos that I've done. You've probably have all seen them. Essentially what I do here to create a video, I name the new video here. and I've done that here. I've actually, it's this video here. It's called EV Dave Studios. I have what I call an intro and an outro video, and this one is the beginning and the end, and it allows me to, instead of recreating it every time, I simply copy this and then click on this one and put it into the new video. Saves me a lot of time to make videos. All right, it's time to import the video from my phone. Let's have a look here. You go to the little down arrow here. It brings it up. You go to the subdirectory you want. This is the one you want. Shows you in the preview. You can just double click it, or you collect import selected if you got more than one. I just double click it for our example. It now goes out and grabs the video from stored here on the SSD, and it brings it into the editor so that we can actually edit the thing. All right, the import worked fine here, but one of the things you need to know with the FCPX or Final Cut Pro, whenever you take the picture, it dates itself. So it will put it in your import by the date it took. So don't expect it to be at the top. Remember, it's way down here at the bottom because the picture that I imported was old, right? If you want to look at the latest stuff, it's up here near the top, right directly under your project, okay? And this one you guys saw about the Rivian, this was my last video that I produced. So that's it. You import the data into the editor, and when you're ready to edit something, you can click it, you can cut and paste as necessary, and you then drag it into the timeline. Or you can hit W or whatever, and you build yourself your video. Okay, so let's assume I built my video now, and it's time to export it. First thing you do is you go up under File, you go to Share, and then you go to Export. It has a name here. I'm going to end up redoing this, obviously. So you hit Next and Next. Now, the render process starts. It starts up here, and this little thing will go all the way around when we're done rendering the video, and it shouldn't take very long here. The render process doesn't take very long, and then if we look at the final video, I can play it. Here's the intro. And then it'll go into that one bit of video I threw in there. There it is. Now this is unedited, but just for the sake of example here. All right, so there you go. That's the entire video, and we're good to go. And you guys have seen the outro a lot of times. Up top it says, of course, it's successful. Now, once you create the video, it's time to upload it. So what we do, we go down across the bottom. I've got Google Chrome here. I go into my rest of my channel content. Now it's time to upload that video to YouTube. You go ahead and click Create. You click here. You select the file. You go to the SSD down here. We'll go to finished videos, and you have to create the subdirectories here. And then we look EV Dave Studios. This is the one that I just did. I'll say open. And then it's good. Now it's starting to upload. As you can see, it's uploading this garbage video, which I'll trash. Essentially what I do is this right here. It says reuse details. I'll grab the previous video. It grabs all of the settings and everything, and it fills it in automatically. I change up the title. I create a thumbnail. So now I need to make the header page. And this is the video. It could, we'll see if we can find a place in it that we'll want to use. Okay, say we're going to use that for our main page. First thing you do, I usually take a frame out of my completed video for the thumbnail. I know a lot of people go to a big effort. I don't have the time. I usually use a frame out of my completed video for the thumbnail, and how I do that, I hold down Shift, Command, and number 4, and it starts with a little bomb site, you see. So you just click and hold it and drag it across the page here, and there is your thumbnail. That's right there. Now I have a thumbnail. Now I export that thumbnail here. You got it. This is built into the Mac. I select video. I select YouTube, but it's also what I call a raw thumbnail, and I give it a name, and I save it. Okay. Now this is my thumbnail, but now we need to title it. So I use a program called Spark. You can download it. It's, I don't know, $9 a month. These are all my videos across the bottom. You see the thumbnails. I click on the last one I did, the 3 dots. I do a duplicate. It duplicates it. And so what we're going to do here is go ahead and name it. And I'll say duplicate. This allows me to quickly make a new thumbnail with the same titling font and all that. As you can see now we have 2. I edit the new duplicate. The new duplicate is here. Again, you've seen that. So I click on the picture and I hit delete because I don't want any of the old pictures. So we'll get that new one that I just created. And I come over here, I go to video, thumbnail. Remember, it was under raw, and we named it studio. So there it is there. I click that and open it. Now, the Spark allows you to edit the video's frame size or whatever you want. I've pre-made this to a 16:9 to fit the monitor. I extend it now to fill it. Then I go over here and I move the picture to the back. You know how it goes front, back, and sideways? There you go. So there it is. Now I'll change the title for the new one. And so what we're going to do is click this up in the top right-hand corner. You go and do it. And I'm just going to type studio. All right. And there's our studio, and I can make it bigger or smaller, and however I want. I then hit download, make it a solid here. It creates it. I'll tell it where to put it. I'm going to put it right here in YouTube Thumbs, and I say yes, and it creates me a thumbnail. Now I go back into the Google Chrome. I go down here and I say, yep, that's what I want. I go to video, I go to thumbs, I go down here to studio. Whoops, there it is. There it is, and I say open, and now it makes my thumbnail for my video. Okay, other than make sure that the new title reads correctly, your video is good. As you can see, it's been uploaded. Now, when it's ready to go, I come over here and do next, and next, and next, and I usually schedule it. I hit schedule, I set the time that the video will become available, which is usually when I travel about 5 a.m., and then I hit schedule. But I'm not going to hit schedule because this is a junk video. But that is the process for EV Dave to make a video every day. It's not hard. You do need practice, of course, with the FCPX down here. And I can't tell you that. It's really just a bunch of practice. It's not difficult. You need to experiment a little bit. Watch some YouTube videos. There's a lot of people out there that use FCPX, and they show you some really cool tricks. I've learned some very cool tricks, but it's out of the scope of this video. So there you have it. That's how EV Dave creates a video every day from his trip, and the stuff I use to make that happen. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, click the like, click subscribe, as you know I'm trying to grow my channel. Thank you for watching. I'll look for you in the next videos, and take care.